For a moment, I want you to imagine yourself standing in the middle of a farm field. It's a hot and sunny day, and your job is to identify regions of crops that have sustained significant damage or have been over-fertilized. As you think about how many days it'll take to traverse the hundreds of acres of land, you realize that there may be an alternative solution. Over the last decade, the development of small, hand-throwable, unmanned aerial vehicles have made it possible to carry small cameras that can record key information about the crops and identify these problematic areas. So, using this UAV system, you begin surveying your crops, only to find after just about 15 minutes, a loud screeching noise comes from your ground station, indicating that your UAV is low on power. UAVs are of tremendous value, but they suffer from a few key problems. First is limited flight time. A compromise must be made between the quadrotor type of aerial vehicles shown on the bottom left with a fixed-wing type of aerial vehicle shown on the top right. The second major problem is that making these aerial vehicles fly is actually very difficult. Things we take for granted, such as a gust of wind or changes in weather conditions, can have a major impact on how well these small platforms perform. To address the first problem, together with my lab colleagues, we've found that through careful engineering, it's possible to design these small aerial vehicles with solar cells mounted on the surface of their wing that bring in significantly more energy through solar than what is needed to fly at a cruise height. Now, this is only part of the solution. We still have to make a compromise between quadrotor and fixed-wing platform. To do this, my thesis proposes a new type of aerial vehicle that physically transforms between the shape of a quadrotor and the shape of a fixed-wing platform. That additional solar energy I was just talking about is then used to fuel the high-energy quadrotor and transformation process. So now that we have a solution for the flight time problem, how do we actually make this fly? How do we make this transform? Well, what makes transformation so difficult is that it's kind of like trying to hold up an umbrella on a windy and rainy day. It's easy to say, for this particular umbrella and for these particular wind conditions, hold at this certain angle, but in practice, we as humans try to feel how the umbrella behaves under different wind conditions. This analogy relates directly to a transformer UAV, and it tries to learn a relationship between where it's at, what set of actions got it there, and what set of actions it thinks it should next best take to get itself from its current state to its final state. Now, this approach for learning gets us closer towards not just making the transformer UAV fly, but the robotics community as a whole. It gets us closer towards making systems that can learn and adapt to best enable humans in the pursuit of technological and societal advancement. Thank you.